everyone, I am Pudes today. Today on Environmental Watch, we will be talking about sanitation and hygiene. Today, I have two special guests here with me who is going to be telling us more about sanitation and hygiene in our environment. First, we will go on a quick break. We will be right back. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Environmental Watch, and today we'll be talking about sanitation and hygiene. And I have here with me two special guests who are core members that are going to be telling us about sanitation and hygiene. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
Please, can you introduce yourself to us?
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Bimbi Bolaji. I'm from Environmental CDS and I'm the Public Relations Officer of Environmental Sanitation CDS Group.
Thank you very much.
And I'm by name Dangana Hagai. I'm the Chief Whip of Environmental Sanitation CDS.
Right. Thank you very much. So these two special guests will be telling us about sanitation and hygiene. They're going to be enlightening us, telling us the importance of this sanitation and hygiene and the consequences, how it affects the environment. To my right, Mr. Bolaji, please can you tell me what sanitation and hygiene is all about?
Okay. Sanitation. Sanitation is basically how we take care of our environment. And sanitation has to do with, of course, we as human beings, we have waste, we all produce waste. Sanitation is basically how we dispose those wastes. So there are services or facilities that are put in place to ensure that our wastes are properly disposed. Now, as human beings, of course, we pass waste, we have urine, we have feces that comes out of our body as waste. So part of sanitation is basically how we make sure those wastes are properly disposed. Also in the environment, there are also wastes that, like the refuse, like dumps that we pass out in the environment that we dispose of. The way that these wastes are properly are disposed, they matter. Because if we just dispose them, maybe we buy something on, maybe you're coming back from work and we buy a pure water nylon, and we drink the water and we dispose the nylon on the floor. That does not portray good sanitation because that nylon can be properly disposed. Exactly. That's why we have waste bins. So sanitation is basically the facilities or the way we make sure that we dispose of our waste in a specific manner.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, to my left, sir, what is sanitation and hygiene?
Okay. Sanitation, first of all, before I make this, there's an adage that said, cleanliness is next to godliness.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, sanitation can be seen as the process by which our waste is being disposed in a way that will be harmless to the society. Various scholars have defined sanitation based on their own perspective.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, some said sanitation is the provision of facilities and also services in order to dispose human waste in a proper way, in a sense that it will not cause harm or outbreak of disease to the environment.
Okay.
And as you've seen it here, hygiene and also sanitation are two broad words being put together in this very aspect. Now, I'm talking about the sanitation aspect. When we look at the hygiene itself, hygiene now is the process of taking care of oneself. Now, you can't have what we call a good environment without you being taking care of yourself. So hygiene, first of all, has to do with you being taking care of yourself,
exactly.
The personal take care of yourself and how you do your things and how to prevent diseases.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think there is a relationship between sanitation and hygiene, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, please, can you tell me the relationship between sanitation and hygiene?
Okay. They go hand in hand, basically. There's sanitation and there's hygiene.
Yes.
Without hygiene is basically how you take care of yourself as a person or how you take care of the environment. For example, I'm sure before we came here now, we had our baths, we all made sure our body is clean,
exactly.
is neat before. So basically, if you cannot take care of yourself, you can't take care of the environment.
Yes.
So they go hand in hand. you must make sure your body is clean. Because like it's been said, what you cannot do to yourself, you can't do to others.
Exactly. Exactly.
You understand? Hygiene, of course, we will be learning this from primary school. That personal hygiene is very, very important. Take care of yourself, bath, brush your teeth, clean your house, dispose of every waste bin. So they go hand in hand. So basically, proper hygiene will lead to a good sanitation practice.
Okay.
Because sanitation is basically a practice. So if you cannot take care of yourself in a proper way, there's no way you can practice good sanitation to the environment.
Okay. So you must take care of yourself first as a good hygiene before you can be able to give sanitation to the environment.
Exactly.
Oh, that's very nice. Okay, to my left, tell me the importance of sanitation hygiene.
Sanitation hygiene is very, very important to us humans.
Okay.
Most especially in the life of children.
Okay.
It has been observed, or it has been, recorded that about 800 children died on daily basis because of diarrhea-related disease as a result of poor sanitation and also access to good water and also poor sanitation hygiene. So if you take a look at this, sanitation is important in the life of human because if you don't take care of yourself, you are exposing yourself to
health issues. Okay.
Now, just take a look at this. During this heat period, how could you, a person, feel comfortable if you don't take your bath like 3 times in a day? Now, proper hygiene is very, very essential. Now, if the environment is dirty, definitely there must be outbreak of so many diseases.
Exactly, yes.
Epidemics that harm children will be so much available in the society. Now, we need to take care of ourselves, which is very, very important to us. Now, the environment that is somehow bushy should be cleared. Okay. Our gutters should also be cleared. Of which, if these are being embarked on, I don't think we're going to have health issues. And this will go a long way in saving our own life and also giving us a good lifespan that we live and enjoy. So, sanitation hygiene is very, very important to us.
Okay, thank you. Okay, a quick one. I have a question. Who are those people that think really need this sanitation and hygiene? Is it just the children alone, or the adults alone, or is everybody?
Everybody needs this. Thank you very much. I just speak on the aspect of the children. Even the adult, we need a good hygiene. Because as an adult, if you are coming up, most of us undergo through, conventional institution whereby we graduated, we know what it takes. If you, a man or a lady, doesn't take care of yourself well, you know how, first of all, the body odor coming out of you. I'm talking about personal hygiene now. Okay. Now, there must be an odor coming out from you.
Yes.
You can just imagine, during school days, you can't even sit close to some guys or some ladies because of their body odor. To some that has a poor hygiene, at times you can just imagine somebody maybe making use of inner wears for maybe 3 or 2 days, of which is very, very wrong in this very era. So the adult too, we need to take good care of ourselves. Now, what are those processes of keeping yourself clean? One, we know that you have to brush your teeth every morning you wake up. Before you go to bed, you brush your teeth too. You wash your hands before you eat. All these things are meant to be observed.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, to my right, Mr. Bolade, please can you tell us the consequences of unsafe sanitation and hygiene?
Okay. Before I answer, let me cite an example. He gave example of adults not taking care of their body. Yes. For example, if you went on a morning exercise in the morning and you had sweats, maybe of course you sweat because of you are performing an exercise.
Exactly.
And when the person did not bath before going to work. Now imagine, of course, sweat is germs. There are germs in the body. There are germs that will generate from little sweat. You now go to your place of work and maybe you shake somebody, or there's body. Of course, there will be body contact. Exactly. Now the sweat in your body has been transferred
to the next person already.
Now you see, basically, if that person now, the disease can be transferred from fluids. I don't know if you know, but in biology, you can transfer diseases through fluids. Like this coronavirus now, it's transferred by fluids. So imagine if that sweat, maybe perhaps that person is suffering from a disease or something, or that death alone being transferred from that person to the other person that doesn't even know that didn't have a bath. there's a transfer of waste already, because sweat is like a waste.
It's a waste product. Yeah, it's a waste product.
So you see, that alone can be harmful. So basically, the major consequence is transfer of diseases. It's transfer of diseases. Diseases basically come as a result of lack of sanitation. And for example, in a town where the water that they drink are not properly treated, maybe the water, because water is like a cycle.
Yes.
The urine that we take, if not properly, if the urine is not passed very well, it will still land in the river, whereby people will still go there and take from the river.
Exactly.
And if that water is not properly treated, that water will enter the body system. Feces too, of maybe animals or even human beings, that in that water, if not treated, it will enter inside the body system. They will drink this water. That's where cholera comes in, typhoid comes in. Now also, if this water is not properly treated, mosquito, and if mosquito can come and brood in those water. Mosquito, that will be afraid of mosquitoes, malaria. Children, of course, I think according to World Organization, like 10 children die every day or every minute, or every hour, for malaria.
Because
so
of lack of proper hygiene.
So you see, if people can be properly educated, because it's very, very serious, because if people are dying every day from malaria, from typhoid, from cholera, from diarrhea, like you said, that means a whole lot. So the consequence is very grave, because at the end of this, it leads to death.
Exactly. That's just.
And nobody, it shouldn't be heard that people are dying as a result of you not taking care of yourself or the environment.
Yes.
So that's the very grave consequence.
Thank you very much. Okay, to my name, do you have anything to add about the consequences of sanitation?
Yes. The consequences of sanitation are very, very numerous. One, as you have said earlier, it leads to outbreak of diseases. And also, this very consequence can cause harm to both human being and also the plant. As we all know that we are just like brothers to plant. Yes. So dumping of this very refuse, we don't know, maybe there are some chemical ways that can harm our plant, and when this plant did not release oxygen to us, our own respiratory system will be affected. Also. So to keep this, it is very, very, very paramount for us to embark on a good sanitation aspect, in the sense that the consequences will bounce back on us. Then, as you have said earlier, it leads to outbreak of disease. It also causes, an unwanted environment that you would not like to inhabit. Because if this place is dirty, you cannot just
you can't stay.
You can't even stay here.
That's true.
So I want to cite this very example, in a sense that you will see our people these days in a house, most of our houses in rural areas, they normally breed animals in the environment without separating them from houses. It's very, very poor. Now you can see that animals are being reared in the houses. They now release some of their waste on the floor. They contaminate the floor, and at the same place you see children eating and maybe playing there, of which all these things are harmful to us. So if this very bad habit is being avoided, I think most of the problem and the challenges we are facing in our environment today will not be there as a result of what poor sanitation.
All right, thank you very much. Let me ask you this question: how can we improve on this sanitation hygiene? What are those necessary steps we need to take to improve on it?
For us to improve on a good sanitation hygiene, one, facilities such as toilet and also latrine should be provided, in a sense that we humans will not be excreting, maybe releasing our waste in maybe close to the houses or in an improper place. Once all these facilities are there for us, we're going to channel everything back to an enclosure whereby it's not going to cause harm to us. And also, we should make use of a saved, or a clean water. Most of the problem we have these days, the outbreak of typhoid and all this malaria, is as a result of unclean water that we normally drink. But if we have a good source of water that will aid us, and maybe we have a good means of purifying this very water, its intake will not be harmful to us.
The body system. Okay.
Yes.
So you're trying to say that water is one of those specific things we need to mostly concentrate on when we are talking about good sanitation and hygiene. All right, thank you very much. Okay, to my right side, can you tell me how can we improve on this sanitation and hygiene?
Okay. Also, another way by which you can improve is by proper sensitization.
Sensitization.
Because I believe many people, especially in the villages, people are not aware that they should take care of, they should properly treat their water. They believe water coming from the river, as far as the surface of the water is clean, they can drink it. But because that's the truth. If someone urinate on the river now and goes, after 2 hours, you will not see the effect of the according to from the color. The color of the water will still remain the same.
Exactly.
But the taste, in fact, you might not even feel the taste because the urine will have dispersed around the water.
Dispersed around the water, you're right.
Yeah, so people they just believe that any water as far as from the river, they can
It's
drink
clean.
it. Yes, it's clean because it's white, it's
white.
colorless. So you see, sanitation should be properly given to people to understand that how to take care of their body first and how to make sure that they take care of the environment within them, of their immediate environment. Make sure the water they are drinking is properly treated before drinking it. Make sure that the trees they don't just dispose waste anyhow. There's a proper way. They have a proper facility whereby they can dispose of their waste, both from the body and from the environment. Maybe they want to dump their refuse. This is properly dumped, not just littering the environment. Make sure also they don't just cut trees too. Deforestation is also one way by which we can also affect our environment, because I don't know if you have heard of the green layer or ozone layer. Like he said, the trees, we are brothers to the trees, to the plants.
Yes, exactly.
Because as they are the one providing oxygen for us to breathe in, as you are providing carbon dioxide. So if there's no trees, the oxygen layer will not be enough, and the ozone layer will be depleted. That's why there's what they call global warming now in the world.
Yes.
If you notice, the climate has been changing sporadically, which is not supposed to be so. The heat has been the temperature has been very high when it's very high, and when it's time the winter too, very, very cold. It's a result of this, and as well of the harmful nature of the plants. So we should not just cut down trees anyhow. We should sensitize them on and encourage them on planting trees, which is afforestation. Planting trees, because at the end of the day we are doing ourselves good by planting trees.
Let me just add more to what you just said. I've forgotten one of the major way of improving our sanitation hygiene, of which is education. Now, in this aspect, if our student pupils in elementary level to secondary level have been educated on, have been given proper education on sanitation hygiene, I think it will go a long way of taking care of oneself from the house to the community, at large,
to the environment,
to the environment
yes.
at large. So this sanitation hygiene should be given more emphasis in our schools. Teachers should try all they could to make sure that they've done their best to inculcate the sound morals on sanitation hygiene to our pupils, and also the secondary school level student. The school managers should also emphasize much on this, because if you look at the way our community is being invaded by the ravaging global climatic change, as you have said, the only solution to this very problem is afforestation. So we should give this very pupils and students the ideology that this is what our environment is going into. We are not deviating from the main topic, but it's just part of it. So our students should be given this very knowledge that taking care of the environment is as same as taking care of yourself.
Important and paramount. Okay, there's something I want to add. You're saying that they should focus on the school. What about let's talk about the market people. What about them? Don't they need sanitation too and hygiene? They need to be lectured on it also.
Yes. The market people need to be lectured on this very aspect of sanitation. As I've said earlier, we are going to embark on let's say sensitization, and also there's what we call public enlightenment campaign. A group can be set up, to enlighten these people on the danger of this very waste disposal anyhow. You can see that during rainy season you can't even pass through this Jalingo market without you being entering all this kind of dirty water debt. But if proper education is given to these market women, they should be sensitized on the danger of this very debt being poured anyhow. It leads to an outbreak of disease. You don't know where your shoe might pack your own doorstep. You have little kids. We have germs that can lead to outbreak of epidemic, mostly to children. Children are exposed mostly to this epidemic because their system is not as strong as
the adults.
So if these market women or the people trading in the market will be sensitized on this, and if they should adhere to the simple instructions that were given to them by any expert that is on such assignment, I think it will go a long way in solving a problem of sanitation hygiene we are experiencing.
Right, thank you very much. Okay, there's this question I want to ask: does cultural factor has a role to play in our sanitation and hygiene?
Yes, I believe it does.
Okay.
For example, in a village, whereby like I said, I raised an example of people just taking water directly from the river.
From the river.
Some people, they believe that taking water directly from the river has maybe a spiritual.
Well, they feel it has one healing here that it gives them. Yes.
And maybe it has been passed from these generations to generations. Like that what their village head used to tell them. That no, we don't take water. We take water directly from the river because maybe it heals or something. And that water is the same water where the children will go and play and urinate, play and pass and bathe, and they will take that water and drink it without boiling it, without performing any water treatments. Now, that's why the children, like you said, children are the one more liable to these diseases. Diarrhea will come in and they will die at a very young age, or they will grow up and they will have all these severe diseases like HIV or tuberculosis, or it starts from the village. So that's why sanitation cannot be emphasized, especially these villages where they believe that their cultural means is okay. We have a cultural standard. Even though it's local or even though it's not right, they believe there's the cultural standard. They just go with it because they believe that it has been done from their forefathers.
Their forefathers, and they need to be sensitized on it. Okay.
They believe that their forefathers that's what has been done, so they can't change it. So, and I believe it starts from the village heads, because if the heads can be sensitized, they can take it to the villagers or to this. Let them do this village. Let them just discuss society. Okay,
that means we need to start from the rural development to the urban development.
Because the rural, they don't have, of course, for each rural, they don't really have access to these basic amenities. They don't have water, so they don't have water tank, they don't have borehole. They might not have borehole. Most of them they may use this river. But we're not saying that this river we cannot get. Of course, the water that we even drink, the primary access is from the river. They will treat it.
Yes,
we are saying this water should be properly treated. And there are water treatment facilities that we can use. Even though they don't even need to build the big tanks whereby they pass, there are simple techniques that we can use. There's sedimentation. At least we sieve the water through sieves, so that all the sand and all the dirt can be sieved out. There's also adding alum. When you add alum, the process is called coagulation, whereby the little dirt they will join together to form big dirt so that we can remove them. So we can also kill the germs by adding chlorination, by adding disinfectants. Chlorination is basically adding of chlorine. You add chlorine to the water, the chlorine will kill the germs. So you see, by adding these 3 weeks now, we have removed germs. We have also killed all the dirt. We have removed the dirt, all the baby particles, we have cleaned them. So you see, so these are simple things that they can get. So we are not saying that the water from the river are not forbidden. No, they can still use the water, but the water should be properly treated.
Should be treated. Okay, so do you have anything to say about this cultural factor?
Yes, cultural factors has caused more harm to us, most especially those living in rural areas. As you have said earlier, if you can see that people in the villages, okay, you can see that people in the village don't have good water to drink. Most especially, this is the major problem being faced by those living in the rural area. You would see that the same water that a cow will drink, that's the same water that they will go and fetch, and they will make use of, without boiling it, without maybe treating it, maybe adding like alum or some of these very items just mentioned. They have this belief that is the water their ancient fathers have been drinking. To them, it is pure. So of which you discover that most at times the outbreak of this very disease is very, very vulnerable to those living in the rural areas. So they need sensitization. They need enlightenment campaign in a sense that they will be adaptive to the changing world, that these days the system of this very world is not as the same as that of our forefathers. So they must be adaptive to what is happening now.
Okay, let me just this quick question. What's your CDS? Okay, you are environmental and sanitation CDS. What's your CDS doing to sensitize the people of Jalingo, people in Taraba State about this sanitation and hygiene? Or what have you put done around Jalingo about this sanitation and hygiene?
Okay, basically, like it said, from the name of the CDS, environmental and sanitation. So we make sure our major aim is to ensure that the environment is properly clean, it's tidied up and it's clean. So we have embarked on some projects. We, I think 2 months ago, we went to a roundabout in Jalingo called Nasarawa roundabout. Okay. So we went there, we planted some trees, we cleaned the place, we tidied up the place, and we also made sure the gutter around the roundabouts was properly cleaned. We cleaned all the dirt around. And we also painted the roundabout because, of course, part of our work is to make sure the environment looks clean and nice and presentable. That, okay, yes, beautified. That's the word. And also, as coppers, also we perform routine cleanup on our zonal office in Jalingo here. But of course, that is our first bus stop as coppers. As coppers, at least where we are, we should make sure where we are is properly clean. Exactly. So we perform once in a month. We go there with, like last week now, the CDS went to zonal office and we performed it. We cleaned everything, make sure the place is properly tidied up. And also we also have some project that we are planning to embark. Like also very, very soon we're going to one of the roundabouts opposite State Secretariat to clean up the place and also make the place nice. So basically our work is just to ensure that Jalingo looks nice, the environment is nice and to beautify the environment.
Then people are free from diseases. Okay, let me just ask this quick question. What advice do you have to give to the people of Jalingo concerning proper hygiene and sanitation?
Okay, I would like to advise the audience out there that proper hygiene is very, very good to ourselves, and also we should embark on this very practice in order to prolong our lifespan, in the sense that if this very sanitation hygiene is not being practiced in a good way, you will see that once there is this outbreak of disease, one will be depopulated, in a sense that children will be dying in the hospitals just because of the outbreak of disease for not being taken care of our environment. Yes, as I have said earlier on, it is also our duty to, like, I'm calling on those living in rural areas and those that those people living around Michelin side. You can see the last time that we had this very cleanup day, that very roundabout was very, very dirty. So we have to, like, go in there and make sure that we keep that very place clean. So once we keep that we keep our environment clean, we'll be safe from everything that would harm us.
Thank you very much. And to my viewer out there, I hope you've learned something from my guests today. They've really talked about the sanitation, how to keep our environment clean, giving us a good example of proper hygiene and sanitation. And there's a saying that says that a healthy place is a wealthy place. Please stay safe, stay calm, and don't litter dirt around the environment. Until we meet next time on this same program, this same station, thank you very much for watching.